What's going on, YouTube? What's going on to all my Kings fans out there and all my NBA loving fans? As everybody knows, this week was the punch seen across the world with Draymond Green punching the crap out of Jordan Poole in practice. You know, when we first heard about it, nobody really said much. But when we saw the video, everybody was like, whoa. So, you're going to get my opinion, my thoughts on Draymond Green. Was this a sucker punch? And should he be suspended? So, let's get into it. My name is Jay Woods, and you're listening to King's Convo. Yes, as leaked to TMZ Sports this past week, we got to see footage inside the practice of the punch that Draymond Green threw to Jordan Poole. You know, when I first heard about it, it was just kind of like, oh, a fight in practice. Oh, somebody got punched in practice. That happens every year, right? But when you see the punch, you're like, oh my God. He probably knocked Jordan Poole out right there with that punch. Or at least got him woozy. Because if you look at that punch, his knees did get weak underneath him. Draymond Green kind of bull rushed him and tried to punch him again with his left and kind of UFC'd him against the wall. So you couldn't really tell if he was going to fall. But if you ask me, Jordan Poole was about to go down from that punch. Now, the whole question behind this video is, was that a sucker punch? And I'm going to go with absolutely, positively, hell yes, that was a sucker punch. I mean, yes, Jordan Poole pushed him. But when let me put it like this. I'm from the streets, okay? I'm not in the streets anymore. When I was young, I was poor, so I was a kid in the streets, and I kind of know how some of these things happen and work in the streets. And if you're a person in the streets, you're a gangbanger, or you see somebody you don't like or somebody you don't respect, you get pushed by them, or a confrontation happens, yeah, you're probably going to take off on them like that. But yeah, the other person's probably going to be ready. Now, in this situation, these are two dudes that know each other very well. They play with each other on the same basketball team, which is their job. They go to work together. They see each other every day at work, every day at practice, at their job. So Jordan Poole, you would think, is somebody he would probably consider his friend. He says his locker is next to his. He taking him under the wing, supposedly. And that's just not the way you would punch somebody that you respect. Okay, yeah, something happens in practice. Some words get exchanged. People might say things they don't really mean. But you don't just take off on a guy like this that you would call your friend, or that you would say is your teammate, or somebody that you respected. This is the way you take off on somebody if you don't respect them. So to me, this was definitely a sucker punch. If Draymond Green wanted to fight Jordan Poole, it should have been a situation where it was like, hey, okay, you want to say these things, you want to push me, okay, put your dukes up. You know what I mean? I'm coming after you. Put your dukes up. That way he has time to react, he has time to defend himself. But somebody you care about and you respect, you don't just take off on them like this. Jordan Poole was totally not expecting it. He probably thought he was going to get pushed back, or they're going to do-si-do and do a merry-go-round, and everybody's going to grab him and break it up. But Draymond Green had a different idea. Now, my opinion on whether Draymond Green should be suspended. So, that's a different story, and that's really hard to say, you know. I believe the Warriors need to figure that out. Does Draymond Green need to be suspended for this confrontation? Maybe fined. I think he should be possibly fined, but suspended. I'm not sure if the Warriors will do that. The Warriors aren't probably not going to suspend Draymond Green for this. The NBA, people were saying the NBA should suspend him, but should the NBA really get involved? Okay, yeah, there's a leaked video out, but this fights in practice, punches in practice happen every year. We haven't seen video like this of any other fights in practice, so how do we know stuff hasn't gone down like this in the past? We don't know. So for the NBA to step in and govern on this matter and not the others is kind of, I guess you could say it's proactive, but I think maybe it's probably something they need to investigate and maybe put the Warriors and Draymond Green on notice that, you know, if something like this, something else violent like this happens, that then maybe in the future, you know, Draymond Green is on notice and he would have to pay a cost or repercussion or suspension for his action. You know, there's a lot of people that already think Draymond Green is a dirty player. He's done some weird things in the past and put his feet places where he probably shouldn't put his feet, and, you know, struck people in places that you don't strike other men. But yeah, so I don't know. The narrative for a long time was Draymond is, you know, he's such a smart guy. You know, his anger is not violent anger. You know, he's a thinker out there. He uses his anger and his anger towards on the court and towards, you know, firing up the Warriors and stuff like that. But now I think we're probably kind of seeing that it's more than just a smart guy getting under people's getting on people's nerves on the court, and that he may be a violent person, or he may be somebody with a short temper or have anger management issues or something like that. So Draymond probably needs to go get help. He probably needs to get some therapy. Yeah, that's between the Warriors and Draymond. But Draymond definitely needs some therapy. He needs to speak to a professional about some of his violent issues or some of his anger issues. But other than that, y'all, that's pretty much all I had. It's unfortunate that teammates fight like this. You know, things are probably going to be different between those two. Somebody might even have to be traded. Who knows how deep this continues on down the line. But I could definitely see one of these guys being traded off the team for this, and it probably more than likely would be Jordan Poole. But other than that, guys, that's all I really have. This is a new channel. Please subscribe. If you like my thoughts, if you want to hear more from the NBA or more about the NBA, my thoughts on the NBA, my thoughts on the Kings, more opinion, more news coming, please subscribe. Please like this video. We will get better. And hopefully you'll tune in soon. Tune in to the next video. And please, like I said, subscribe and like. It will help my channel, help me get a little better. All right, guys? All right, you guys take care. Talk to you soon.